Hello, good day. My name is Robert Igbinedion. Welcome to today's show, Politics Show. I have some very important guests here. One of them is Comrade Clementina Omokaro, by my right. And also by my left, I have Honorable Gallant Commander Silvanus Peters, a former honorable member in the Edo State House Assembly, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. I can say an astute politician, who is time-tested. Well, we are here, as usual, to talk about the state of politics in Edo State. So many things are happening, and happening fast, but both in the People's Democratic Party and in the All Progressive Congress, as well as in the courts and outside the courts as well, all happening and all forming to help bring about what to expect politically. Not just what is happening in the court. This gentleman and the lady too is also here to enlighten us, to clear the air, and also act like a prophet, a semi-prophet, of what to expect in the nearest future and how people of Edo State will likely benefit. So I think I will start with Chief Eruaga, Chief Peters, to let him enlighten us on the state of People's Democratic Party in Edo State at the moment.
Well, thank you for having me. Once again, I am Honorable Chief Gallant Commander Silvanus Peters, Oshok Idame Eruaga. I am of the People's Democratic Party, like you have just introduced, and I believe, honestly, that we are marching forward in the party because although there has been some petty squabbles which as soon as possible I think will be resolved, as we are still in court trying to put the right thing into the right perspective, most especially when it comes to harmonizing and bringing the soul of the party to life, which has not been very, very favorable to the party ethics and norms in the past. An administration has just ended, the one of Mr. Danobi, who was the chairman of the party and has been there for the past 11 to 12 years, and really the party has really passed through the acid litmus test of life, of politics. We did win elections, and we felt that now that the man is living his sin, he has to live honorably and allow the democracy to prevail in the party. If you listen very well, I'm the front runner of those that went to court to challenge his competency in conducting free and fair primaries, and that matter is still in court, although they have just done another call it a kangaroo election.
Honorable.
Yeah, which I think will be
honorable. I think before I move on to Clementina, I will have this.
Checked as soon as
I think I will put this question across to you. Yeah. Now, is there a lacking in the spirit of sportsmanship when people go to election and maybe some win and some don't win? Then some feel aggrieved. Is it a lack in the spirit of sportsmanship, or some other things at play that makes people want to challenge election results?
No, the spirit of sportsmanship is always there.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is that that is when the right thing is done according to the rules and guidelines or regulations of such an activity.
Yes.
Like in PDP, there is a constitution.
Yes.
Which states clearly how primaries or congresses should be held.
Yes.
There are also guidelines enacted by the constitution of the party.
Yes.
In some sections that before you go for Congress, the National executive council will put into place a guideline for such a Congress, where such guidelines are followed strictly. There'll be no problem. But if the guidelines have been subverted or is being subverted by some power-drunk people to achieve personal selfish aim, people will not really abide by that sportsmanship spirit to allow it go. They will challenge it.
I will come back. I'll come back to you with I'll come back to you with a question. The question I have for you, but I'll need to come to her first, is your faith in getting justice in Nigerian judicial system. I'll come back to you with that question, but let me so that because we have a lady here, we don't want we have to at least give you some time and give her some time. The state of Edo State politics, what's your take?
Thank you, viewers. Today is my birthday.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I forgot to mention that. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Mine was on March 15th, so that means I should be. That means I'm 3 days older than you. I mean, how do they put it? Viewers,
so good to be alive.
Okay, yes.
But one thing we should be thanking God for is the gift of life.
Yes.
If we are not alive, we don't even know that Nigeria ever exists.
Okay. Topics of politics.
Topics of politics, or who governs us, or where we are.
Okay.
So the first thing a political aspirant should take cognizance of is the situation of things in the state.
Yes.
Moving forward, like I would like to also portray Mr. Eraga's point, the party structure.
Yes.
Hijacking of the party structure is like a normal thing in Nigeria politics.
Okay, hijacking. So people will just hijack the party structure. They just
come in with their own agenda and they hijack the structure to favor their own personal interests.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
So by the time that thing is done, you see a kind of party members.
Yes, they will be acrimonious.
Nobody will be happy about it.
Okay.
Because everybody wants their own, everybody have their own interest, but it's going to be a collective interest now.
Okay, democracy is supposed to be a collective interest of the party members, party members, and especially the state.
And the good of the
but what you have is starting from party level, some persons will just say
already hijacked because they feel they are superior than others.
Okay.
And once that is done, people will have this withdrawn attitude.
Okay, they will have a withdrawal attitude.
Like we witnessed in Edo State House of Assembly election, the PDP did not even take part in that election.
Okay.
They feel they are, I don't understand what my colleague here will explain to me why they refuse to take part in that election. Even me, I was annoyed with the PDP. Even if you are going to lose the election, at least.
Oh, are you telling me? But I thought I had some people who I knew candidates of PDP, although I know eventually most.
No, it was not House of Assembly, it's the local government election.
Local government election.
Okay. I don't think PDP.
So they didn't win any. They didn't win any, but they took part.
Local government election, they allow go.
Okay, they didn't participate
in that election. Until now, they've not given the reason for that decision.
No, but it's not about their reason for not participating. But what about the conscience of the people who went into the match to win a match and carry a trophy home without actually having a contest? Excuse me, democracy should be about contest.
Yes.
And if you I took first, this is my result, I was the only person in the class and I took first, I'm highest, whether I scored 0 or not, I took first. You know, have you brought a result home?
Balance the equation if you have a one-party system in the state.
No, that is what I'm saying. I am saying that while the person who didn't participate owe the state and the people of the state an explanation, the person who also went to win an election without a contest, who also went to write an exam and took first while he was the only candidate in the exam, you know, also owe the people of those state an explanation. Yeah, and why? Because really, let me agree with you on that. All over the state, I believe, even while the state governorship elections sometimes are contested, House of Assembly election contested, once it comes to local government election,
there's this notion
a walkover.
It's a walkover.
Why?
You see 16/16. If it's a 24th state local government, it's 24/24.
Yes.
How do we grow our democracy?
Yes. Why do we grow our democracy? How do we grow? Because you now have some states clamoring for a systematic state police.
Okay.
State police. Now, how do you expect the federal structure to hand over a sensitive issue as security to states, when ordinary conducting election, you just go and take everything. Only your voters vote. Only you win or something. Because I don't believe, in all the whole, they should have it like that.
That of the state policing is a very deep.
Yes, okay. I think we should not go into. I think we should not go into that for now. I think we should not go into that for now. Yes. Okay. Now, okay, but what is? Let me use the word. What is the state of APC? Because APC is the ruling party in Edo State now. Even in the President House of Assembly, they have.
So what happened?
Well, other than what happened, let me not talk about those who have voted in and those who are, but at least they have the majority or everything there.
And there is no woman presence there. Are you aware?
Oh, there's no woman presence.
There's no woman presence in Edo State House of Assembly as we speak.
Okay, but there's woman presence in the chairmanship.
Yes.
That's Mrs. Wumudia. Okay, there's a woman presence.
But in the House of Assembly, who is going to represent the women's angle issues? When there is no presence of a woman in Edo State House of Assembly.
Okay, in the but how many members do we have? Is it 18?
24.
Okay, 24 members. But I mean, those who are actually sitting now. How many do we have that are actually sitting now? Maybe 6 or.
So some are
thereabout.
coming. No, they have a reconciliation stuff that is going on right now. I think some are going to be inaugurated very soon.
Okay.
So we pray that works out.
That's an insider information. Well, we hope it turns out to be true. But what is all this imbroglio about? Political imbroglio. Where does it take us to? Maybe I should ask you. What is all this political?
I'm not holding any brief for anybody.
Okay. I agree with you.
But the truth of the matter is, I think this whole thing that we are saying, like I said in a previous edition in this program,
yes,
that the governor made a statement.
Yes.
After its inauguration, that Edo State money, yes, will not be in the pockets of private individuals.
Okay.
And it's a fall down of that statement that we are seeing all these. This political brick rain among them.
Okay.
So we should be thankful for the kind of governor that we have.
Okay.
Godwin Obaseki.
Okay.
For having the courage.
Yes, to mention to state that.
Yeah, but you cannot be a governor and not be a good party man.
Okay.
So you must be able to marry and play it side by side.
Okay.
I don't know if you are getting me.
Yes, I am.
My colleague here is a party man.
Yes.
So you cannot be elected on the auspices of your party and you go there and do something contrary.
Okay, I have just this last question for you before I will come back to Eruaga. Chief, please give me a moment. Now, question mark. You said the governor made a statement that government money is not for private pockets of political leaders. Yes. It's for the people of Edo State. Question mark. Did the people of Edo State, because he has spent close to 3 years in the office now, yes, have the people of Edo State felt his presence with that money that he has reserved for them? Has it been felt? It's a question I have for you, Madam Comrade Clementina Mokaro.
The 3 years is a short time and also a big time to make an impact.
Yes.
As a governor.
Yes.
I like I said before, I'm not here to hold brief for the government.
Yes.
Because I don't work with the government.
Yes.
I'm not an appointee of the government.
Yes.
But I think to some extent there has been calm in Edo State.
Okay, they have been calm.
That peace that we enjoy should not be mortgaged.
Okay,
any interest.
Wait. I will want to agree. I wasn't living in Edo State, but yes, I've had to speak with people and they talk about going through the streets and what you see, whether you see people giving each other's blow or not. That they have been that relative calm. Is that what you're talking about? Like just driving through the state and seeing people fighting or feeling threatened?
Yes, there was that tension.
Okay.
Before in the state.
Okay.
That if a particular man does not collect revenue, there were so many things that were really wrong and that he came to fix.
Okay.
But one thing the government should do is to build these institutions.
Okay, to build these institutions. Okay, to build
institutions that will last the test of time, even after the tenure of that government expires.
Okay.
That's what built the society.
Okay.
That if I leave the office as a governor today, that institution should be able to checkmate.
Yes, to make sure there is peace. There is peace for the people, because peace is first. Yeah, but once you have peace, I mean, you can also.
We have peace, conflict resolution. So
yes,
you have to be able to have a peaceful state before you can talk of development, investment, and every other thing.
Thank you very much. Chief, I am back to you. Honorable, I'm back to you. My question is, you mentioned the fact that you have one or two, based on you have one or two matters in court based on the grievances you felt at the last or during the Congress, local government, and up to state level Congress in your party. Question mark, what is your faith? What is your experience in the judiciary that makes you believe that now I've given my faith to the judiciary, I expect to get justice?
Thank you very much. Viewers, I want to say clearly here, I don't have a personal
grievance
or interest against my party.
Yes.
My party is a great party.
Yes.
Who has great men and women and youths.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, I'm hoping that by this coming dispensation, my party will take over the state promptly.
Okay.
Like I heard you ask my colleague here about the state of affair in APC. Mm-hmm. We don't need to shy away from it.
Okay.
Everybody is watching. The states, the citizens are watching the films.
Yeah, we know the imbroglio between the national and
state. So I believe by election, the Edo people should be able to decide and separate the men from the women, separate the good from the bad.
Yes.
It is now clear for them to know whether to sustain APC or to vote out APC. I will not say more than that because I am not Edo people. I have my own personal opinion, which I cannot hide. I would say that honestly, PDP will give the best than what is on ground now if we are allowed to come into power.
Okay.
Having said that, the issue of being in court and my feet,
in the Nigerian judicial system,
also saying that the Congress is held so far.
Yes.
There has not been any Congress held in Edo State.
Okay.
The only Congress that was held is being challenged by myself and some other persons. Some are challenging it in the High Court in Benin.
Yes.
Some are already challenging it in Federal High Court in Abuja or State High Court in Abuja.
Yeah, Federal.
Well, I'm challenging it in Ekpoma.
Okay, Ekpoma.
You can see there are 3 courts. Now,
proceedings.
And different people and different characters.
Yes.
And these 3 courts to challenge the congresses in Edo State.
Okay.
And my own is the word congresses was manipulated, was hijacked, was a handwritten result in the city rooms and bedrooms of some particular people feel they were demigods in the political parties.
I think we should go on a break.
Yes.
I think we should go on a break.
Now,
maybe you carry on. Sorry to cut it short. You carry on once we come back from the break. Hello viewers. We're about to go on a break. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, for more of interesting talk shows and insights concerning our state. And also don't forget to send us your comments. And if you require us to talk about any particular area, politics or any other area, please don't forget to contact the phone numbers that are with you so that we can throw light on them, or in case you want any of our guests to also throw light on any of the area, please don't forget. Thank you.
Talk politics. You can watch, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pinnacle TV Online.
Chief, you were talking about the different cases, both by yourself and other good party members of the People's Democratic Party who are challenging the process of the should I use the word, the Congress?
Congress is a purported Congress.
Yeah, you said purported Congress. You said purported
Congress.
Because
will not stand the test of time. Yes, like I was saying.
You have different matters. But no, why did you people, since you have a common interest against, and I believe your opponent is also a common person, why did people not come together and fight it in one court? Why in different courts?
No, I don't know the people who went to court in Abuja. I'm not in their constituency, neither am I in their local government.
Okay.
Those that are in Benin are also different set of people.
Okay.
Why I am a different set of person in Ekpoma. So I cannot go to Abuja and say, oh, why don't you come and join me? Oh, Benin, come and join me. No, I won't do that.
Okay, no,
because the election that was purportedly held
happen in different places.
Local
government
in the state. So ab initio, there was no Congress, like I said.
Okay.
Because the first one that was held on the 1st of February is being challenged, that it was not, it didn't match the
system,
guidelines and the party constitution.
Okay, and it is flawed.
Yes, therefore, we're asking that the election be set aside.
Okay, all this
while we take off
all this
from beginning. If you do a World Congress, the outcome of that World Congress, the result will be used to conduct the local government Congress. While that of local government Congress will be used to conduct the state Congress. So if you get it wrong from day one, and the word election is fraud or is not admissible to the party members, then going for the local government election is a nullity.
Okay.
You cannot build something on nothing. There must be a solid foundation. You want to build a house.
So
politically, that's why I tell you, both the ward, the local government, the state elections were all flawed, and they cannot stand the test of time.
Okay.
We are challenging them in court. Whatever they must have happened after that. Like the other time we were in Ekpoma court for the first case on the what do you call it, on that day of the case.
Yeah, the court
adjourned to the 11th.
Okay, and order the status quo.
Party should maintain status quo.
Okay.
But the people said they are
above
political or PDP demigods
above the law,
went and conducted the local government congresses.
Okay.
Even when their lawyer was in court, even after the court, our lawyer wrote a letter reminding their own lawyer and the party that, look, you cannot hold a Congress you are fixing on the 7th because we are just from court and the assessed status quo should be maintained.
Yeah.
And this is a substantive case asking for the nullification of the world congresses. So going ahead to now do a local government congresses, which you know you are going to use the result of the world congress, amounts to nullity. They went ahead and did it.
Now, my interest.
We went to court again on the 11th, and the court re-emphasized on this, that parties should maintain status quo, because my counsel still informed the court, my lord, the other day you said we should go and maintain status quo. They went and did the local government election, and they are still proposing a state congress. So the party gave an order. We have a copy of the order.
Okay.
And they still went ahead and conducted the state congress. And even a farmer.
So what do you call that? What do you call that?
Those congresses are all nullity, and they will amount to nothing.
Okay.
So we are now asking the court to set all the congresses held under the PDP in Edo State aside, and allow a fresh Congress to take up from the world.
Before I will come back to her, there was something you mentioned that caught my interest, and which I believe I should take you on it. You said you are preparing, your build up, trying to have a proper machinery, proper fighting force in the PDP, so that the proper internal democracy, that is all, so that by November...
Once there is internal democracy, PDP is good to go.
You said by November you are expecting the PDP to take the powers in Edo State.
Yes.
In Edo State.
It's good, but if there is no internal democracy, it's a pity.
Okay. No, it's not meant to be a debate. It's not meant to be a debate.
A lot of people, about 80% will not even work with the party. They will go and sit down in their home or join other political parties.
Okay,
that has been the problem in PDP.
Okay, you are saying once there's internal democracy, which you are fighting for.
I'm fighting for the soul of that internal
democracy,
the soul of the party,
you are setting that by November you will take over. But now, question mark is, how do you intend to govern with a PDP governor when most of the members of the House of Assembly, at least both sworn in and not sworn in, are all APC? How do you intend to have a cohesive, a government like that?
If you want to ask that question, you should take what do you call it?
A political trip.
To Zamfara.
Okay, political trip to Zamfara or Imo State.
Imo State.
Okay, or Imo State. Okay, so we are driving, we are flying to Imo State now, and we are back, and we are back. Okay, you believe
that line.
Okay, you believe that is possible.
Yes.
Okay,
Very
well,
possible. That is the tradition.
I'm not keen into your faith.
Even if they are 24, they will build into the goodwill and what do you call it? The programs of the party. Say that the programs are.
They will look at the governor. What do you have for us? And they work with. After all, we're not talking about people from different states. We're talking about people from Edo State.
Yes, of course.
We're not about enemies. We're talking about brothers.
That's on the programs of we have very fantastic programs.
Okay, the PDP has fantastic programs. That will make them key into
the PDP government without wasting time.
Okay. I will come back to you. On a point. During the last administration, I believe you were one of the only PDP members, or one of the only PDP members.
From Edo North.
Okay, you were a PDP member from Edo North.
From Edo North,
okay,
yes. We have about 3 from Edo Central and Neil from Edo South. We were 4.
Okay, you were 4 PDP. So I think I will want you to talk about how you coped, your relationship with your other colleagues. I will come to that, but let me talk with our comrade. Happy birthday, our birthday lady comrade. Yes, let me talk to her concerning. Okay, well, you talked about the general peace in Edo State. You were able to hit your hand on your chest and said, well, even if you are not vouching for the governor that he has touched all nooks and crannies with the money, we said it's not meant for people, but what you can vouch for is that there is a general calm within the state. There's a general, people are no longer stepping on people. People are no longer ready to step on people and eat people. There's a general calm. You mentioned that. Now, what would be your take? Do you want a second term for him? Do you not want a second term for him? Because I believe that's a good debate. Because it's your personal opinion. You don't own the vote of the whole state. But I believe that deep down in you may have a personal opinion. He has said they are putting everything in place to make sure that PDP takes over the state. In your view, do you want the governor to have a second tenure or not? Or you want another APC man to come and take over come November? What's your view? Or maybe what do you think is the view of the people you influence?
Okay, I can't hold breath for anybody, like I said before.
Yes.
So I'm here my own personal opinion.
Okay.
So my opinion cannot counter that of the public.
Okay.
Also, but I think for the second tenure of Godwin Obaseki, it's not negotiable.
Oh, it's not negotiable.
Continuity.
Yes.
Is the key here.
Yes.
He already have his own plans mapped out.
Yes.
For this tenure, and if God willing, next tenure,
yes.
the election that we are just supposed to be held in November.
Yes.
So they can be able to solidify on what you already have on ground.
Okay.
Have you been to the Ogbe Stadium recently? I heard about the postponement of the national festival.
Okay, people have spoken to me that it's a one.
You need to visit not just the main ball, which is the stadium itself.
Yes.
You need to visit the swimming pool center.
Okay.
It is world class.
I love swimming. I think if I'm allowed, I should go there to swim. And not just that,
it has built mini stadia. It's not a stadium.
Okay.
Stadia all over.
Yeah.
There is one in Boba Hill.
Okay.
Western Boys High School.
Okay.
You need to see the way he has rebuilt the pitch.
Okay.
The students can even use it for recreational
students and people in that environment.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was one thing he did that I loved so much, which was the banning of parties in the school premises.
Okay, banning of party.
After they've done their parties, they will litter the whole school compound. The children will have to be sweeping and missing their classes just to tidy up the place.
Okay.
And that is another good thing that he has done.
Okay.
And infrastructure. The state secretariat is renovating it.
Yes.
The technical education, he has revamped it.
Yes.
And he's doing so many across. He's not a noise maker.
Okay.
That's one thing I liked about Obaseki.
Yes.
I'm not his appointee. I'm not his SSA, but on a personal ground,
yes,
he's not a noise maker. He doesn't go around blowing his trumpet.
Yes.
I've done this, I've done that.
Yes.
And I think with time,
yes,
we will see the work that he has done.
Okay, but what? I think I will take you on this. What happened in Edo State? In Lagos, I followed Lagos politics, for quite some time now, right from the time of when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. He tended to lay a ground, although then there was this complaint of thuggery, while some of the foundation of the work was ongoing. People tended to see it like, well, see through. Why people criticize like, oh, Tinubu is still the father of thuggery. No, he's the father of thuggery. But there was, while he was governor, there was a higher level of tolerance of thuggery, But I strongly believe that it's systematically reduced as other governors, who keyed into his, let me use the word offspring. Yes.
I would like to go back to the former governor of Edo State.
Yes.
Comrade Adams Oshiomhole.
Yes.
He tried.
Yes.
He built some
infrastructures, roads.
That Obaseki is also building upon, even if it's not that, how will I put it, radical about it.
Because the point is, talking about
governance is continuity.
I agree with you now. The point is, in Lagos State, you had under Tinubu, you had the standard. You had the standard of you are building roads. There must be sidewalks.
Yes.
There must be sidewalks on the road, and I believe, I started to see those kind of roads with sidewalks, deep gutters under Oshiomhole's regime, and I expected that those kind of roads should happen here. There are many important, personally viewing, on my personal view, there are many reasons why those kind of roads, because they last longer, they can last for generations, even if you do just a kilometer, rather than covering the whole state with tires that can easily be swept off, once by the next year, once rainy season comes.
I'm not an engineer.
Yes.
So I really want to go into the integrity of engineering constructions.
Yes.
But I think we should also take note of the fact that there was a kind of, how will I put it now, Nigeria faced recession at a point.
Okay, we're in oil boom.
The economy,
we're in oil boom during Oshiomhole's time.
The income that was coming to Edo State during Oshiomhole's time,
yes,
cannot be compared with what Obaseki got as a governor.
Okay.
And the debt profile for Edo State is quite high. I would like to check the books very well to see how much Edo State is owing to the previous administration, and even it's compounding.
Yeah, okay.
Whether you like it or not.
Okay.
Debt, if you are not servicing the debts, they will compound by time.
Okay.
And we can see the hospitals, specialist hospital, up till now there are some issues about the central hospital that have not been resolved, and I pray it does. And above all, be it how bad it may, Obaseki is trying. Even if there's no walkways on his way, which is something I fought so much.
Yeah.
Because it's not good. You do a road, there are no walkways.
No gutters. Sometimes no gutters.
And this walkway. The water comes back to this road and damage the road. I think he should talk to his engineers.
Okay.
If they are not doing the specification that he has given to them, they should take them off site and revoke the contract.
Because the point is, if you were to go to Lagos, from Tinubu time, where the foundation of, at least let's talk about roads, gutters with walkways, okay. Now the street lights. Now it has systematically increased. Under Tinubu's time, everybody knew well that he worked, but not even as has all his because he laid the foundation as all his even the last governor who did one term and left. You need to pass through Ekpe and see,
Well, can you say that of Sanwo-Olu?
Well,
that's the issue. That's the issue, because a governor can come with his own agenda, but the party now that's bringing him on board have to set a standard for him.
Okay.
Did the standard you mean? This is what was on ground.
Okay.
And if the powers that be, once they are on call, there's no how that standard can be met.
Okay, I think we are almost at the end of our show today. From Chief, I want Chief to have a final word for the viewers. I did political.
And please, before the final word,
yes,
I want to shift this into Chief.
I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Well,
so
Chief, yeah.
If PDP are having this brickring at this early point, they can't even organize their world congresses, declare of the state congress, and even bring out person for the primaries. How are we sure that PDP will even have a candidate in the next gubernatorial election? That's my idea, because I want an opposition that will be strong.
Okay.
A direct answer: PDP is very, very strong. Okay. And it's not shaking.
Okay.
What I've just expressed here to the viewers and to all of us here is that we don't want one man to handpick the state ESCO, the local government ESCO, and the ward ESCO.
Okay.
This is what we have had, and I think within the shortest period, we'll be out of court once the court sets that all the Congress aside. To hold what Congress to state Congress will not take us up to 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
We'll be done with that.
Can you have an internal?
Yes, we went to court. By the time the right thing is done, everybody can withdraw his case from court.
Okay.
And we'll go and do our congresses and bring up a strong and viral congresses that will produce the best candidate for the party. Because if we allow this fraud and this tyrannical act of the immediate past administrator led by Mr. Danobi to stand, then we'll have a weak candidate.
Okay, then
once it's off and we have a strong congresses.
I put a question across to you.
Triumph.
I put a question across to you, Honorable.
Yep.
I can't remember if you actually answered me well. I said, what is your faith in the judicial system?
The judicial system is very composed.
Yes.
Most especially in Edo State, it's competent. We have absolute confidence in judiciary.
That you will get justice.
And justice must be done.
Okay, that you get justice.
Yes, when you have a good case, you don't. Let me tell you, I was supposed to contest the last. I'm contesting for the state chairmanship.
Yes,
of this, PDP.
Yeah.
I bought my fund 750,000. You can't count $500,000. You put 250,000 on top. And you start clapping hands for people to defraud the system. So that is where we are. Okay. But because I'm obedient of law, I'm a lawmaker, and I don't want to disobey the court order. So I stay off the congresses system. And allow them to do what they... I was screened and my name was among those that was to be in the field on the last purported congress, but I deliberately say no, I cannot disobey
part of illegality.
It's illegality and there's no solid foundation from the world level.
Okay.
So I believe that as soon as the court did the needful and we go back, within 2 weeks we are done with 3 congresses. And, even if I don't emerge the chairmanship, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
all you want is that it's
done.
Fair.
Let other people who are capable, who are competent, let the people choose who will lead them in the world, in the local government, in the state. That's just my concern.
Okay.
I'm fighting for the soul of the party and it must come to pass.
Okay, Comrade Omokaro, please, do you have a final word for the viewers?
For the viewers, mostly my women, it's so sad that in all this, women should try to come together and have a candidate. Even if she doesn't win, let her try.
Okay.
And we will support her.
Okay. Okay, you are calling out that women should come out to be part of the political process.
Yes, we need mentors that will mentor the women into politics.
Okay, they should be part of the political process.
Clapping hands and going there to vote, staying in the sun. Let us have a woman at least, even if she's just an aspirant.
So you believe that women have a stake, have the potential,
we have the potential
to make a change,
to make it work.
Okay. Hello viewers, you have heard from my guest today. Thank you so much for taking out your time to watch. I think I should remind you once again to kindly subscribe to this station. Very soon you will still come back to you with either this gentleman or other people. So I want to thank you for coming today. I hope you will oblige me next time if I invite you. Honorable,
thank you very much. And to my sister, happy birthday and many happy returns.
Thank you very much. I think from here we'll go and start celebrating the birthday.
Yes,
thank you. Bye.
24 hours, 7 days a week.
For more exciting, educative, and entertaining programs such as Law and You, Talk Politics, Entertainment Gist, Relationship Talk, and other programs, keep watching Pinnacle TV. You can watch, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pinnacle TV Online. You can also visit our website at www.pinnacletv.com. Follow us on Facebook at